Well, it's another day, another top 5, this time heading back to Spider-Man with Miles Morales. I love this game, actually. This was a really enjoyable experience on the PS5, and I've heard it is on the PS4 as well. So some people say it's a very good game. I'm one of them.
Many people.
Lots of people. So if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Let's hop into the 5. In our opinion, it's worth mentioning this is an aesthetic ratings video, right? So this is our opinion of the 5 worst suits in the game, just like we covered 5 best. This has nothing to do with anything like messaging behind the suit, or what a suit stands for, or who made the suit, or where it's from in the comics. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's just how we liked the suits, and we'll explain why we liked them or disliked them as is. So if you have a big vested interest in a suit, that's cool, that's good for you. But here's why we don't really like these. Number 5. The first one is the spider training suit. Now there's going to be a little bit of a pattern here. We are not against homemade suits in particular. For example, I actually really like the homemade suit in, now I know this is heresy to some people, but I really like the homemade suit in the first game, which was based on the MCU Homecoming suit that he actually made in the MCU. I like that suit.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think that's a fun suit, and I think that Miles' homemade suit, even though you don't like it as much as me, I enjoy that as well. So we're not just against casual suits. But this isn't really a suit at all. It also doesn't have much going on in terms of interesting aesthetics, even if we look at it as just a casual suit. All it has that's Spider-Man is the mask. That's about it. Other than that, it is just Miles in a regular everyday getup. Nothing extraordinary here, nothing awful. There is one outstanding touch on it, which is the Brooklyn Visions Academy symbol on his chest, but it's a very uninteresting, addition. I mean, the Brooklyn Visions Academy suit in this game is really interesting and cool looking.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem with this is the only thing Spider-Man about it is his mask, like you said. He's not even wearing his gloves.
Right.
It's just his hands.
Yeah.
But he's literally just wearing jeans and like some shoes and then a sweatshirt with like a t-shirt. And then he just like put the mask on. It's just like, it's really boring.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, does this make sense in terms of the universe? Sure. That maybe
Right.
Miles, very beginning, learning his powers, wouldn't really wear much special. He just puts a mask on so he's not showing up on the 5 o'clock news as the new unmasked Spider-Man. Yeah, that makes sense. That works. But in terms of its aesthetic appeal, there really isn't any. And in terms of what you're playing as, I don't see any reason to pick this suit.
Well, absolutely not. There's no reason.
It's even less interesting than the other starting suit in this game, which, we might talk about a little bit later.
Spoiler.
Number 4. It's the 4th one.
4.
So the next one we have is actually one that everyone loves, so we get that you're going to be mad, probably. We're used to it at this point. It is the track suit. I don't like this suit at all. Everybody talks about this suit, and I'm scrolling through images here, so sorry if you hear that, because I just wanted, refreshers on the actual details of each suit. But when it comes to the track suit, it's just white all the way through. There's nothing really to it in terms of how it looks. It's just white and black. It sticks out like a sore thumb in terms of the gameplay, like the design of the aesthetics. There's nothing here. I mean, it's just one big red spider, and the mask is about the same as normal.
Yeah, I think here's the problem with this suit. It doesn't even make sense. If you were to wear this like in real life, everyone would see you. You'd like hide in the shadows somewhere and everyone would be like, oh, there's Spider-Man. Because the white is like, it's not even like a dirty white. It's just like a bright neon white.
Yeah.
Like, it's so blinding. And I don't know. It's just, it doesn't work well with the rest of the suit. Like, it does not match with the black or the red. It's just blinding.
Well, that's the thing too, is I would say the mask and the shoulders look like they're part of a different suit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It doesn't mesh well together.
And Future Foundation, do you remember that suit? That was able to do like the white and black very well for Peter.
Yeah.
So it's not just that the color is the problem here. It's just it doesn't seem to fit to us.
Right.
I think the only cool addition to the suit, which we can't see on the picture, but I can show you in the video, is the underside of the boots do look cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
those are neat.
And they look cool in almost every suit. So like every suit has that going on for them, is that Miles has the underside of his boots have like a character to them. They're not just smooth and flat.
Right.
And Peter has the same thing in his own game, essentially, too.
Yeah, Miles's underside is also pretty cool as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Overall, it's just a boring suit that I never thought matched itself at all. To give this suit the credit it deserves, I do actually like how the spider rolls into the design of the arms.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah.
I like how that sort of meshes together, but that's the only part of the suit that I thought worked with itself. Number three. Okay, here's the one that I think will piss people off. So
Yeah.
I need to preface this one. This is not about the message of this suit at all, okay? It's not at all. But I really think that the Uptown Pride suit is super boring.
Yes.
I just think it's really boring. There's nothing going on with this suit. It is literally the exact same suit as your default Miles Morales suit, not the starter, but just the classic Miles Morales in this universe Spider-Man suit. It's the same, except it's gold. And I didn't know this originally when I was doing a Let's Play on this game. Somebody actually told me this. I didn't actually know that black and gold were the official colors for Black Lives Matter. I'm not even making a joke.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had official colors. Like I always thought official colors for something was like a sports team or something like that.
Right.
I didn't really think about a movement having that. So when someone said that to me, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Like it's a very obvious reference. They give it to you literally under the mural. It's not really even about that at all, like our like or dislike of it. Some people are very defensive of this suit though because of that, because like to them this is like, this suit to me represents these struggles, and this suit represents to me what people have gone through, and it shows like how Miles has overcome like different prejudices to become Spider-Man and all this stuff, right? People have this big meaning behind this suit. We're literally just looking at the aesthetic, and it's a palette swap. It's just a color change.
Yep. Yeah, I think if they were wanting to make something unique, something amazing, something, that is eye-catching, they could have done a lot more than just do a palette swap, like you said.
Also, I don't want to sound like the preacher here, but don't you think that if you wanted to celebrate, African American culture, or in his case, I guess like African American and Latino culture together, wouldn't you want this to be more than a palette swap, than a color swap?
I would think so.
I mean, to me, like, I get that probably a lot of people are just like happy that they got something,
right.
Like some acknowledgement of something. A lot of other people are mad that they got it too. Neither of us really cares either way, to be completely honest. It's a video game.
Mm-hmm.
But we just kind of find it boring. And if the point of it was to be a statement, I don't really think it's a very good one. I mean, it's kind of hidden behind doing a bunch of side missions that a lot of players will skip.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when you get it, it's just gold instead of red.
It was really disappointing going through like that whole side quest thing in our Let's Play, and then getting this suit and kind of being like, oh, well, let's switch suits. Because it's like, there's nothing to it. And like the gold itself is not even like a cool gold. Like it's just like a kind of like a dirty like
yellow?
dark, like a yellow. So it'd be one thing, I think, if it was like a bright standout gold that was like very clearly like, okay, that's pretty cool looking.
Well, if they inverse these colors, I actually think it would be more interesting too. That might be really ugly, but imagine like a fully gold suit with black webbing.
Right.
I mean, even that would stand out more. It still would be a palette swap, but it would stand out more than this. And my point, by the way, with what I said, just to cover my bases here, because it's 2021 and people are on edge just all over.
Right.
Is that with this suit, my point is, even if your defense of it is you love the messaging and stuff behind it, I think it could have been more unique in that regard too.
Yeah.
If their point was to make a standout suit, I don't really think this is it.
Right.
But
yeah, it's definitely not. If anything, it kind of shows to me how little they care about the movement, because they weren't willing to put in any time and effort into making an actual suit.
Like designing something
Design something unique. Design something that's specifically made for that movement, or, you know, something that defines it. Instead, they're just like, okay, yeah, let's put in a message. How about you just make that gold?
And
there we go.
Throw it under a mural.
Yeah. Hey, we're good.
To me, that it did come off as like a just drawing attention to like, hey, we're nice people.
Right.
I like Insomniac, so I'm not trying to shit on Insomniac here at all. I'm just saying that this kind of thing to me seemed like it could have been handled a lot better and more interestingly, if that's what you're going for. Number two, the numero dos. The next one we have is the Sportswear Suit. This one is obviously, I think no one's going to care quite as much about this one as probably the track suit and the Uptown Pride suit. But with the Sportswear Suit, it's just, I don't know, boring. Again, and by the way, originally we were going to read through these the opposite way that I did, and I realized that I did read it the other way. But it's, I mean, me and Nate both dislike these suits about the same, probably. Yeah. So it's not really a big deal. But with the Sportswear Suit, it's just basketball shorts and Under Armour, which I do like parts of this suit. I like the padded jacket. I like the sweatshirt. Mm-hmm. I like parts of this suit and how it's sort of fitting of Miles and who he is. I do think it's a missed opportunity, though, because this was sort of their take on the casual sportswear suit from Into the Spider-Verse, which, by the way, looked a lot better.
Yeah, it did. Definitely.
I don't understand why they didn't just make that suit.
Right.
Like, make an alternate Spider-Verse suit with, you know, the sportswear.
Yeah, I think to me, the best part about this is his jacket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the jacket's cool. I like it. You know, it's very fitting for, like, the era when the game takes place in, you know, during Christmas. And plus, it just looks really cool. But to me, it's kind of my same opinion with the Spider training suit. It literally just looks like he just put on his outfit, like just what he was wearing for the day, and then decided to put on the Spider-Man mask.
That is it.
Right.
I mean, that is all
he's wearing,
it is.
like, black leggings, which kind of looks like black leggings. I don't know.
Well, Under Armour, I think.
Yeah, it's
stuff.
like, yeah, but it's nothing exciting to me, I guess, is what my criticism of it is.
No, and I will say, by the way, too, I understand what they're going for in terms of what a young man like him would wear.
Right.
That works for this.
Yeah, I wear that same outfit all the time anyways. So
I mean, that works for this sort of thing, you know, it works. But in terms of its aesthetic appeal, sorry, I'm Todd Howard now. I'm having a hard time. In terms of its aesthetic appeal, the only thing I think it has going on for it that is interesting, that I think sometimes is easily overlooked, is the coloring. It's able to sort of mesh together Peter and Miles' colors.
Right.
You have the black and red, which is standard for Miles, but you also have the red and blue, which is standard for Peter, along with the white eye lenses. So I think that that's interesting, how it's sort of a mixture of both of those worlds, and then as he moves on, he leaves this. Right. Again, so in terms of, does it make sense? Yeah. What does it stand for? Is it cool in that way? Yeah. But aesthetic appeal, I don't see many people picking this suit very often. Mostly what I see with this suit online, not to appeal to authority here, but it's complaints that it wasn't just the Spider-Verse version of the sportswear suit. I think that's what a lot of people were expecting with something like this, and they didn't really get it. And as is, it's just an okay suit. It's certainly not like the absolute worst Spider-Man suit of all time, but it's very boring. Number one!
Splat.
So the final one we have is one that I don't actually know the general opinion on. That's the strike suit. I don't hear people in general loving or hating this suit. I think it just kind of flies under the radar. But for us, it's just kind of meh. I like the design of it in terms of what it was inspired by, because I was reading about on the wiki what this was inspired by, because I must have missed, you know, the one of 10,000 interviews where this was talked about, but it was inspired by Kamen Riders, which is cool. That's like a Japanese type, I guess, genre of show. I think of Super Sentai or Power Rangers, that sort of thing. It's sort of inspired by that kind of look. I've also heard people say that this looks like a Spawn meets Spider-Man type look. Cool. Those are cool ideas, but in terms of its actual application, to me, it almost just really looks out of place. To me, this looks like Spider-Man made a tribute costume to, I don't know, maybe Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Like he was just a Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange fanboy, and he mixed him with Spider-Man. I like that the gauntlets are big. It's different, and I like that they have spiders on them.
Yeah,
that's it for me.
Yeah, to me, some terrible things about it are the spider on his chest. It's literally just like a tie. Like if you look at it, it just looks like a tie.
That is actually a good point. I never thought it looked like that, but then, yeah, I was reading that too. Like people, because we were looking up suits and we were watching other people's videos and we were reading other people's opinions to kind of just see what the general consensus was on this. And once people mentioned that it looked like he was wearing a tie, but just that had legs coming out of it, I couldn't unsee that.
I know. And it's like, now that I see
it's like
that,
formal Spider-Man, especially with that collar.
I know. Yeah, that's the other thing I don't like. What is the collar doing there?
I know, he looks like Count Dracula.
I know. There's too many things about this that just look kind of stupid to me. Like the tie.
I dislike that the area on his thighs looks like a tire.
Yeah, like what is that?
It literally looks like tire treads.
It does, yeah.
I dislike the way that the gold randomly goes up into the shoulders out of the gauntlets. It doesn't really match at all. It just, if anything, it shows off how little the gauntlets match the suit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little gold in his eyes too, but it's just a little
And his eyes are tiny.
Yeah, I also don't like that mask at all. It looks metallic.
You know what it looks like to me? It almost looks like an armored version of LeBron's goatee.
Oh,
like,
no.
like that goatee, like the chin strap type beard he has going around the whole face. To me, it looks like...
I cannot unsee that, but I also want to know why LeBron's always in your head.
He's living rent-free in my head. Damn it, since the Toon Squad keeps coming back, beating all the people I bet against in pro sports. It's so frustrating to me.
I understand.
It's so frustrating me, man. Anyway, hail China. We've got the world's biggest gauntlets of all time that look like those things look like they are currently flaccid, but they get hard, like for Captain America. Like they turn into Captain America shields on his hands.
Yeah, like the Wakanda ones.
Yeah, kind of like that. They just like go like, and they hit full power. And
yeah,
then,
you mean like they grow to like 2 inches like those shields did?
And then in order to release them, he has to vent the fluid from his gauntlets.
Yeah, and he also doesn't have a package either.
Yeah, that's a problem.
What is this?
What's going on here? What's going on here?
You're just too dumbfounded for words.
I was just so upset. I was just thinking about rubbing LeBron's goatee. I mean, I was thinking about the suit. I don't know. Overall, I don't think we could find the strike suit more out of place and weird.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. But you know what I will say in closing for this? Out of all of the suits in this game, even the worst ones are not that bad.
No,
compared to a lot of games.
Yeah, and even if you look in the Insomniac Spider-Man game, there was some suits in that were horrible.
And some of them were right from the comics and still stupid.
Like Spider-Punk.
When people got mad at us for calling out Cyborg Spider-Man, it's like,
oh my gosh, it's like the worst suit ever.
Excuse me, it's from the comics. It's like, yes, you're
care.
Right, that makes it good.
It's still bad.
Anything in comics is good, you're right. Anyway, you guys remember when like Gwen Stacy got railed by Norman Osborn and had 2 kids?
Good.
It was good. It was in the comics.
That's great.
Let us know what you think in the comments down below. What are your favorite suits in this game? What are your least favorite? What are your thoughts on the designs in this game overall? Would you have rather seen something else? Would you have rather seen more suits, less suits, more focused? Are there suits that you were missing? And what other top 5s do you want to see around Spider-Man or around Miles Morales or around both? This will be coming back as well. We just kind of circled around because we got very busy. So let us know. Be sure to check out the description down below. There are tons of different resources down there, along with the secondary channel Degenerate Plays, where Nate and I actually played through Spider-Man Miles Morales together, hanging out with you guys. We hope you'll check that out. We'll see you in the next video. Have a fantastic day, and as always, everyone, stay shway.